Hey everybody, here we are again with another Grow the Game episode, and this is going to be our second in the series of partnering with parents. I'm going to talk a little bit about some basic rules and what those signals look like, so you understand when the ref makes a call in the middle of a game, and you're like, "Oh, what's going on? What just happened?" I hear that all the time, especially if it's not my team playing and they know I'm a coach. They'll immediately look at me like, "What's going on? What's the call? Why'd that happen?" And then also talk about a couple kind of stat things, kind of aspects of the game, so that maybe you understand what the girls just did and what they earned. And that's kind of what I'm going for on this one. So let me just kind of get into it. So you have two girls on opposite corners, right? And they're called line judges, and their job is to judge the line. And so what they're doing is looking for three things, really. Okay, they're looking for in the court, okay, out, and did a girl touch it? Right? Those are the three basic things they're looking for. Okay. If there's any officials watching, if I'm not like at perfect 90 degrees or whatnot, like give me some slack. But basically, let's think about how a girl jumps and swings on the other side. The other girls jump and try to block it. If that ball gets hit into her hand and then goes out of bounds, that's where she says touch, and it's their ball because it went off her hand, so she was last to touch it. So the blocking team did not earn that point. Okay, so we have in, out, touch. Those are your three basics when it comes to that. A couple things that usually happen. I'll start with outer rotation, which is basically as soon as it's served. Okay, you'll see that the ref going to go like this, and that means they are out of rotation. You have to stay in a certain order, and you can slightly move around. You'll see them stacked. I'll talk about that in another episode, but you have to stay in a certain order. So if somebody was crossed before the serve and not in the right spot, okay, that's what out of rotation means. That's typically just a mishap. You weren't paying attention. Somebody left it, sorry, a little bit early. Um, Also, when she's serving, if he points at the back line where she's serving at, that means she probably touched it or went over it when she served. She can't do that, so both of those will end up being points for the other team. Okay. Here's a couple that's during play. You'll see a double. You'll see them hold up two. This rule has been um, interpreted a lot of different ways. I'll just put it that way. So really, the point of this is not to gain an advantage by having more than one touch, one after each other. So basically, I can't set it and then hit it myself. Or what you would normally see is, maybe I go to pass it and it goes off my arm, then hits me, in a really slow manner. So you might see a double there. You'll see it a lot with setters. They go to set the ball. If it doesn't come out cleanly in where they intended, then they can call a double there. You'll see that a lot with setters mainly. Okay. A net call, you do not ever need to be touching the net. Okay, there's a little bit of a variance when it comes to club or high school. Basically, you'll just see them, and they'll point to a net, kind of tap it and say, this side has been touched by the net, and then point to the girl or the number to which was in the net. Okay, you'll see it with blocking, right? So go to block it, and instead of kind of staying straight up, they will kind of try to push it down on them. Well, then they hit the top of the net. That's illegal. Okay. Um, Sometimes when girls go up to swing or block, they'll raise their hands and kind of clip the net. That can be one. A setter may be running up. It's a really tight ball. She tries kind of lean into it, and her back will go against the net. All those you'll see him kind of point to the net, 32 or whatever, and then she was in the net. Other team gets the point. The last one I want to talk about is an under. Okay, I think both the net calls and the under calls should be very strict for safety reasons. I see it all the time when girls get hurt at the net. it's typically because there was an under that occurred. Okay, they roll over the other person's ankle or land on someone's ankle or something. We just want to avoid that. Okay, so an under, blow the whistle, point kind of down, not at the net, but at the ground, and kind of make a motion of you went under the net. Again, there's variance when it comes to school or club ball, but basically you just don't want to go over the center line. Don't touch it at all. Stay away from it, injury-wise and rules-wise. Okay, so those are some basic rules for you guys. Here's some stat stuff. You may hear a coach or your kid talking about, and you have no idea what those mean. Okay. First one is a kill. Okay. This is any sort of an attack that they end up scoring a point off of. So, for instance, I jump, I swing, put it in the ground. That's a kill, right? I could tip it over the block and it land on the ground. Kill. Push it to a deep corner, you may see them. And any real way that you're attacking the ball, it could be a setter and toss it over and not throw it to a hitter, but actually just toss it over. That could be a point and be a kill. So kills are usually for hitters. They're typically the ones getting kills. That's their kind of big number that they typically focus on. Passers, they're usually looking at digs. Okay, that is a non-serve receive. Okay, so when the team is serving to them, not that ball, but any of the other ones that they are able to pass. Okay, so if I jump and swing and the other team passes, that girl got a dig. Okay, and she kept me from getting a kill. So digs are big for liberos and those people in the back row passing. If it's a 6 rotation outside, someone that plays the whole time, those are 2 stats that we're looking at to tell us what they're doing and how well they're doing it. An ace, this is off a serve. So if I serve it and they are unable to play the second ball, I'll put it that way. It doesn't necessarily have to directly hit the ground right off the bat, no one touch it. It could be that I serve it, the girl tries to pass it, it hits her arms and just completely goes way off somewhere else. Okay, that's considered an ace as well. Then you have a block, which I'll talk about a block and a block assist. So if she's hitting right against me and I go up and she hits it into my hands and it goes right back down on the court, they're unable to play it, then I get a block. Okay, that's called a stuff block. Now let's assume me and this other girl, we're both jumping and blocking. Even though it hit all of my hands, so she didn't do anything. She was just there with me blocking. That's considered a block assist. We both get an assist. We helped one another to get that block. So I know that's kind of a squirrely sounding rule, but that's just how we record them. We think that is someone helping out and kind of sealing that block and maybe forcing them into you. So she gets an assist for that, a block assist. Now let's talk about an actual assist, and this is 90% of the time for setters and setters only. Okay, this is somebody passed it. I then set it to the hitter who gets a kill. Okay, she jumps and swings, hits it. She then gets a kill, but I then get the assist. Whoever gave her that ball gets an assist. Okay, so for instance, maybe it comes over to me and I pass it, and the setter dumps it. She doesn't set it to anybody. She just dumps it and gets a kill herself. Now I get the assist because I gave it to her. Okay, so there's how you get assists. So your basic numbers are your front row people are going for kills and blocks. You have anybody that's serving looking for aces. Your passers are looking to get digs, and your setters are looking to get assists. Like I said, I hope this helps you guys understand what you're watching when it comes to rules and the refs, and kind of understand what was just called. There's plenty of rules we could talk about, but those are the main ones. And like I said, I hope it helps you guys understand what's going on. You're more knowledgeable. You're able to understand what's going on and answer for those parents who don't watch this. And you sound much smarter. So here's also stats you can talk to your kids about. Maybe your high school coaches, maybe your middle school coaches, those type things. There's a ton of different numbers and statistical ways to look at efficiency and not just pure numbers. So, but it's an intro to it. You guys get the idea. So again, I appreciate you guys watching this and supporting us. Just trying to grow the game and make it a little bit better for everybody. Thank you.